Hey, is this mojito? Are we on the tropical island somewhere? Can you guess? Maybe Bali? Maybe the Seychelles? No! This is coffee. I'm not wearing a hoodie on the beach or wear this DX Racer because it's the middle of winter in South Africa. This is a cup of coffee that I'm nearly finished, okay? It's a really big cup of coffee. The magic behind me is the Elgato Green Screen, and it is a phenomenal product. It's something that I bought myself about 2 years ago, and it has been worth every single cent. And let me explain to you why. First, I'm going to tell you guys why to use a green screen. Secondly, I'm going to explain to you guys all the different solutions I had before I got the Elgato Green Screen for myself. Thirdly, I'm going to let you guys know why you should be thinking about getting an Elgato Green Screen if you guys are thinking about getting a green screen. And lastly, I'm just going to quickly show you how to chroma key in Streamlabs OBS. But let's get rid of this screen. Look how easy this is. The magic of cinema. Alright, so I've been on the green screen buzz for many years, and the main reason that I've had a green screen is that when you are keyed on your environment, the main part of what people are watching is your gameplay. I'm a video game content creator. I'm always generally in a small section of the screen, and the rest of the screen I want the real estate of what people are watching to be video game. People aren't necessarily there to watch me, and I think that's something that a lot of new streamers need to understand and realize, that people are there to experience the video game with you. And if you're obstructing the video game, there's a problem. You need to either make yourself smaller or you need to get rid of the green. The highest production version of that is just to get a green screen and get rid of the whatever's behind you. So it's just your outline. It sounds fancy, but it's very simple. It's the same technique they use in feature films like The Avengers or Jurassic Park, or pretty much every film that you see that's got any kind of special effects usually has either green screen or blue screen. Now, Elgato don't make a blue screen. That would be nice because I've got yellow hair. Yellow hair is a little bit more challenging to key out because it's very close to green. So a blue green screen would be great. But at the same time, green is a very common use case in cinema. So I've had a ton of different solutions to having a green screen, ranging from PVC frames that I've built where I wrapped like a green cloth over and clipped it. I got a green cloth custom made because I want to be able to have it all the way up to the floor, and there's only like 3 meters is the only width that you can get at like a fabric shop. It wasn't chroma fabric. There's a difference between green fabric and chroma fabric. I'll get to that in a bit when I talk about the features of the Elgato green screen. I've bought cheap green screens, which are essentially the same thing as the PVC thing, where it's 2 light frames and a telescopic bar in between, which you use clamps, these guys, and these guys to clip your green screen. And there are a couple of problems with that setup. The number one thing is designing it and getting custom made ends up being relatively expensive. It's very possible that it can be cheaper than an Elgato green screen, but at the end of the day, you have a whole bunch of fabric that you need to fold up or roll up, preferably. You don't want any creases in it. You've got to go and spend some time doing measurements, getting the PVC cut, making sure that you've got space for when you pack it away, the patience and the time that before you go to stream that you set up this laborious green screen. And often that was very demoralizing to me. Like, I would start setting up a green screen and just either never use it or just not stream because I spent 40 minutes like making sure that my key is correct and that my green screen is set up, and it was a huge mission. So those were the 2 solutions I had before I got the green screen. When Elgato announced a green screen, I was in the UK and I bought one. Just a disclaimer, I am sponsored by Elgato right now, but this is the one that I bought while I was in the UK years before I was sponsored. And there's a couple of reasons why I did. Firstly, I needed the real estate of the room back. When you live in the UK, especially in London, you live in very small apartments. Our place was particularly small. Ended up turning the lounge into our bedroom and the bedroom of the apartment that we're in into the streaming room. When I had this huge green screen up, it just halved the size of the room, number one, because I wouldn't ever take it down because it was just such a mission. And that whole room just lost its function. Behind the green screen, there was just like piles of furniture. It was a huge mess. You think this is a mess? You should have seen our place in London. Buying a collapsible green screen was a way to get set up really quickly, to buy back our real estate in the house and be able to store it. It comes in a metal case so that you can slide it underneath a bed or store it away underneath a wardrobe, somewhere very convenient and out of the way. The other reason I bought it was that all the green screens that I functionally bought didn't have chroma fabric, and chroma fabric is a very important part of keying. You need to get a green screen that's got a kind of fabric like the Elgato green screen, where the light is diffused equally and evenly on the surface, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to get rid rid of a certain selected color in your software, and it's imperative that that color is the same. There's two ways to do that. Make sure that it's rolled up, so this thing already just rolls into its own structure, so it doesn't have any creases, and the light is evenly spread on it. I use the Elgato key lights, and that way I get like this very even light on the green screen, so keying it is extremely accurate. The less accurate the key, the rougher the edges are around yourself, the harder it is for the software to track what is green, what isn't green. Is that shadow like not green because it's too dark? It's really problematic. And every time I used to set up my green screen when I had the fabric ones, I'd have to go through this process of manually keying the green screen. It wasn't just setting it up, it was making sure that it worked. So it was imperative that I eventually got chroma fabric. To set it up is super easy. All you need to do is basically plonk it where you want it, pop out these legs. They've got these like 360-degree swivel legs. This helps it balance because remember, the green screen acts as sort of a sail. You pop open the metal case with the latches and you pull the green screen up. It's got hydraulics on the back that keep the green screen propped up so it doesn't collapse when it's fully extended. The chroma material that Elgato use is called Dacron by DuPont, which is 100% polyester. When it's fully extended, it's 148 by 180 centimeters, which is plenty of space when you're sitting down at a desk and having it over you. If you're short, it might be able to key you standing up, but the primary function of this is not this huge wind sail for you to stand behind from the ground up to key up the top part of your body. This is predominantly for people that are sitting down at their desks and having what's behind them keyed. Who knows, it would be great to have Elgato maybe have a green screen that pops down from the ceiling or something, to have it even more hidden and also just to key up the top part of your body. I am pretty short, so this helps me, but it doesn't necessarily help tall people who want to stand in front of the green screen. But remember, this is a streaming use case product. When it's collapsed, it's 148 by 10.5 by 11.5 centimeters. It's kind of like a tube shape, not really. It's kind of like a metal casing shape, which is really cool. And it only weighs 9.3 kilograms. Now, this is the reason that I bought it in the UK. When we found out that we were leaving, it's something I really wanted, and we bought it and basically put it into a freight and sent it back down to South Africa. It was easy to transport. It didn't take up a lot of volume in our freight. It just goes to show it doesn't take up a lot of volume in your room either. Once it's stored inside its case, I can't stress this enough, it comes in a metal frame, so it feels like a really hardy piece of material. This is a very well crafted product. Not only are the hydraulics at the back really well put together, the mechanism inside is simple and sturdy. The outside of the container is metal and will protect the green screen, which is the most important part of the hardware. You don't want anybody to walk into a room and spill coffee on it, or you don't want a cat to spray on it or something. These are things that happen in a house, especially when you're streaming, that makes it like a huge problem. It needs to be encased and stored away safely and securely, and nothing damages the green screen. All right, let's get into showing you how to chroma key in Streamlabs. While I boot up Streamlabs OBS, just gotta make sure I got a green screen. It's just so easy. It makes what I was doing back in the day feel like a hobby. It would take me like 20 minutes to 40 minutes to put up a green screen and key it properly. I'm just gonna show you. I've just opened up Streamlabs OBS. This is what you usually see when you jump into one of my live streams. It's this, I've got like a mask over the green screen. Well, that object behind me isn't physically there. You guys know it. I've got a green screen there. That is a yellow circle to match my yellow hair. Got my branding going. It looks sick, but it doesn't always look like that. Let me just show you what it actually looks like. Yeah, I'm gonna start with a blank scene. I'm calling it face cam, as you can see in the bottom left over here. All you need to do is add this is very similar in OBS, by the way. All you need to do is add your source. I already have a face cam source in my Streamlabs, so I go to video capture device. This is to add like a built-in webcam or a capture card or a cam link. Cam link is over here. This is my face cam. As you can see, I've got a whole bunch of filters on it already. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna, for the sake of this, I'm gonna hide everything so you don't see anything. This is the raw footage from the face cam right now. Then to add a chroma key, all I need to do is go add chroma key. There it is, done. And it already detects the green. By default, it detects the green. There's a couple of things you can do, like you can change the slider to change the similarity, but already the green screen is so well keyed that the software has already detected where the green actually is in the image. For instance, I've got yellow hair. It's kind of causing a bit of a problem. I can do things like I can up the contrast, I can change the gamma, the brightness, the color spill area, which I'm gonna probably want to jump down all the way down to 0, because the Color spill often gets rid of a lot of the saturation, and then changes smoothness of what I'm doing. Let's have it over there. Then the other thing you can do is just add another color correction. You just do the same thing, add filter, color correction, but you cool. Add a color correction, and with here you can change like the saturation. Now I'm all alive, like I'm not dead anymore, I'm alive. Change the opacity, change the hue, and tweaking with these sliders will get me to a position where I actually have fully color keyed hair. And there we go, we've got a really well keyed cam link. And if you want to see what that looks like inside a scene, this is the gameplay scene. So what you see over here is gameplay generally behind me. It should fill up the frame and it looks pretty banging. The key is very accurate. Obviously I'm using the cam link as well. You don't have to have a cam link. I'm going to talk about the key lights and small sensor webcam in another video at some point, just to help you guys set up your live streams to get some serious quality. But this is what it looks like, and I'm pretty impressed with the outcome. And it was easy. That's the craziest part. It was so easy. In the past, it would be so much harder and take so much longer. If you guys want to help out the channel, I got some links that you can use to purchase yourself one of these Elgato green screens if you want. They are really powerful devices, and I'm not just saying that. I'm seriously nerded out by how much easier it has been for me to stream and set up my stream, and also just get my space back. Remember, I use the space here for unboxing videos, to film other things, and if it wasn't for this green screen, I wouldn't be able to use this space to its full capacity. The links can be found underneath the like button, and if you got any thoughts on it, let me know in the comments below. I'm always in the comments just interacting with you guys, just finding out like what your thoughts are and what this kind of product means to you. I'll see you guys in another video. Thank you so much for watching. High five, a stranger.